Hello, so today we're going to be learning about implied covenants in a lease agreement. Now, there are different types of covenants you can have in a lease transaction. You can have implied covenants, express covenants, and then usual covenants. Implied covenants are those covenants that would be read into the agreement in the absence of any contrary intention that's been expressed by the parties. So except the parties, that's the lessor and lessee, have agreed otherwise, the law would imply those covenants into the agreement. Now, we have covenants that are implied on the lessor, and we have covenants that are implied on the lessee. Now, let's begin with the lessee. What are the covenants that would be implied on the lessee? One here is a covenant to permit the lessor to enter upon and to view the condition of the premises. So that's basically a covenant saying that the lessee agrees to allow the lessor from time to time to come on the premises in order to view the condition, in order to, of course, effect repairs if necessary. And then we also have a covenant to pay rates and taxes. So that's like to pay the utility bills, the light bills, the water bills, etc. That's a covenant that lessee agrees. That's a covenant that's implied on the lessee. And then we have also a covenant not to commit waste on the demised premises. And when we talk about committing waste on the demised premises, that's causing destruction and damage to the premises. So there's an implied covenant that the lessee would not use the premises in a way that is going to be causing destruction and any damage to the premises. And then on the lessor's part, we also have covenants that are implied. So the first we have here is covenant for quiet enjoyment of the demised premises. And when we're talking about quiet enjoyment of the demised premises, what that means is that the lessor is not going to interfere with the lessee's use and enjoyment of the premises during the term of the lease. All right, so the lessee has the right to use and to enjoy the premises himself. And then we also have a covenant that the property is fit for habitation. Now, what this covenant is saying is that the lessee isn't going to move into the property and discover that it is inhabitable or it's unsafe for living. For instance, he's not going to move into the property and discover that all the roofs are leaking, or that there is mold on all the walls and it's not a healthy condition in which to live. So that's the covenant that the property is fit for habitation. And then we also have a covenant not to derogate from the grant, which is a covenant whereby the lessor is saying that he will not take away from the initial grant being made to the lessee. All right. So if there's a grant of 5 years being made, he's not going to take away from those 5 years. So those are examples of implied covenants we have in a lease. Again, some of these covenants are implied on lessor and some are implied on lessee. I hope you've enjoyed learning that, and see you again another time. Bye for now.